Oh, okay.
Okay. And I said, yeah, I'll see you.
Well, that worked. How about that? Call the meeting to order. Welcome everyone here this evening. We got sort of a group, not a big crowd, but we'll have to do with quality instead of quantity tonight. So welcome to all of you. First item is the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm going to ask Beverly if she will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Play ball. Next item is the approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor? And motion carries. Public comment period, I believe we have one. Is that correct? Two? Okay. Thank you. Okay, you have, each of you will have 3 minutes. And so Denise Nowell, I will ask for you to comment.
Good evening, Mayor and the Commissioners. Thank you. This Thursday is Zebulon Next, our inaugural Economic Development and Growth Conference. So on behalf of the Chamber and our Board of Directors, we appreciate that each of you are planning to be with us and join us as we continue moving Zebulon forward. The morning will consist of a networking breakfast, then move into a discussion by hand-picked presenters, including Dr. Mike Walden from NC State, Adrian Cole with Wake County Economic Development, Jim Simpson, the COO of the North Carolina Chamber of Commerce, Harry Swenson with the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina, your very own Joe Moore, and then 3 locally invested leaders will also share about their investment in Zebulon and why they're doing business here, and that will include Elisa Moore with Fonville Morrissey Realty, Carnell Taylor with Second Wind Computers, and Mark Andrews with TME Investments. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a super great event and a great step forward for Zebulon. And the Chamber is also excited to share that plans are underway for this year's holiday happenings. Can you believe it? So in just a couple of months, we'll be ready for that. And that will be that weekend long of events that once again will highlight our downtown with a tree lighting, a pop-up vendor market, and then our traditional Zebulon Christmas parade. So we look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ann Franklin. Ann?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be with you here. I'm representing the Moving Wake County Forward campaign, which is what we're calling the effort to pass the public transportation referendum on November the 8th. We've all been working. Zebulon's been a part of it. All the towns in Wake County have come together with the county to have a plan. So now we have a plan. We think we can afford to do it. It's a 10-year plan. And at the end of the 10 years, first of all, we'll be tripling our bus service. And that will put bus service, and then there'll be a bus rapid transit and commuter rail. That will put transit services within a half a mile of 70% of the of the jobs and 50% of the households. So that's a dramatic change from where we are now. We want it to be so frequent that people can count on it. You have commuter service now. That will be expanded and stretched. The hours of operation and the days of the week will be expanded as well. And so we think it creates a real opportunity for our population in Wake County. So we're here partly because finding this referendum on the ballot can be a challenge. It's the very last thing. So we're hoping that all of our citizens will look at the ballot and work the whole ballot. I think it's in our interest. And we have a terrific coalition of people, the Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Realtors, the Homeowners Association, Wake Up Wake County. We have transit workers. We've got an AARP has come on strongly, so we've got a very strong coalition of people think that it's time now to get this underway. So we will have yard signs. We'll be delivering those to the chamber. You can get those there. We have materials available. The main thing is let your constituents know that this is an opportunity for all of us. It helps us in the Triangle, and particularly in Wake County, be the kind of destination that we want it to be for everybody, for jobs, for young people, for good living. So I thank you for your time. I'd be happy to answer questions if I can.
Thank you, Ann. We have adopted a resolution in support, so
Excellent.
we look forward to the voting day.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Back of the ballot, end of the ballot.
I have to fix my chair because I hit the wrong button. And down it went. Oh, much better. All right. Thanks to both of y'all. Next is the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Made and second. All in favor? Motion carries. Old business, fee in lieu text amendment.
Good evening. The in lieu text amendment, we had the public hearing last month, so this is a very similar PowerPoint we can go through just to refresh your memory on what we did. The fee in lieu is to broaden the definition from transportation, which right now just says streets and sidewalks, to streets, sidewalks, and greenways. Right now, greenways are excluded as written. We have an approved greenway master plan, and projects that are coming through the Technical Review Committee, or TRC as I will refer to it from now on, must construct according to the greenway master plan. They do not have an option for a fee in lieu. And the fee in lieu option is necessary to coordinate projects from the town and developers. It'll help coordinate the multimodal improvements from the transportation plan update that we have done recently. It is optional for developers based on the project scope. It'll be based on a sealed engineer estimate for the cost of installation and construction of the required improvements. In the past, we have used a bonding system and it's proved cumbersome, so we have gone with the fee in lieu system. Instead, we passed the original fee in lieu back in, I think it was 2014, and now we're just updating it to include multimodal transportation. Funds from the fee in lieu will go towards projects of the same kind for which the fee was collected. So if we collect fees for sidewalks, we'll use the fee toward sidewalk projects. If we use fees, if we collect fees for greenways, we'll use the fees for greenway projects. And funds will help us leverage grant proposals in the future. This is the text amendment. The strike-through font is what is existing. The underlined bold font is what we're adding. So here we're taking out streets and sidewalks to update it to multimodal transportation. Again, the same thing, adding multimodal transportation, and then putting in it includes but is not limited to streets, sidewalks, roadways, and greenways. Just striking again street and sidewalk improvements. We are putting in text that says it's for the development approval process, not necessarily part of the technical review committee process. That way, if we have another process that it goes through, we have an in-house process that's not technically the technical review committee. So we want to make sure that as part of that in-house development review, we are still able to accept fee in lieu for development projects. So we're tightening this definition up and again, striking the streets and sidewalks to include multimodal transportation, and then adding language that it will be for projects of the same kind for which the fee was collected. For a text amendment, no property notification is required. It was published in the Eastern Wake News newspaper for 2 consecutive weeks. The planning board met right after the joint public hearing, and I included in the staff report their suggestion. They did recommend approval of the text amendment as written with a solution to be presented to the Board of Commissioners for the estimated process for the cost estimates that we'll accept based on the fee in lieu. And what staff is suggesting as part of our recommendation is that we approve as written the text amendment, and we put the process of the cost estimate process itself into our policy manual. And that way it's not written into the ordinance. So if we need to update the policy manual, it doesn't have to go through the public hearing process. We can just update the manual, save. Someone needs to use an estimate and we need a 4th estimate instead of if the 3 are too close, so we need an extra estimate. We can do that at staff level without having to have a public hearing and add 3 months' time to open it back up to public hearing. So we would like that estimate process to be placed in the policy manual so staff can make adjustments as necessary for accepting those cost estimates. And the action requested from the board is, of course, if you're agreeable to this, that you approve the text amendment.
Questions? Okay, then the request is that we approve ordinance 2017-07. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Other questions or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you very much.
Or raise your hand, whatever. Okay, amendment to Little River Reservoir Water Supply Watershed Protection Interlocal Agreement. Joe?
Thank you, Mayor and members of the commission. This item came before you at your August 17th work session, so I won't repeat the information that was presented at that meeting. But I will give you an update that on September 6th of this year, the Wake County Board of Commissioners adopted the First Amendment to the interlocal agreement for the Little River Reservoir Water Supply Watershed Protection. And that ordinance, or that amendment that was adopted by the County Commissioners is the one that's before you for Board of Commission discussion and dispensation. And I'm available for any questions or comments.
Questions? I think we pretty well ran this rabbit when we talked about it, but, okay, so then there is a motion to adopt the amendment to Little River Reservoir and local agreement.
I'll make such a motion.
Second.
Motion made, second. Other comments or discussion? All in favor? And the motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Community Economic Development Agreement.
Okay, this item has not come before you before, and so I'll spend a little bit more time on the background. On June 11th, 2008, the Zebulon Board of Commissioners adopted the Zebulon Comprehensive Plan. This plan includes the goals, policies, and action items within several subject areas, examples being economic development, transportation, land use, etc., that are all related to the town's future development. One economic development goal of the comprehensive plan is to, quote, increase quality employment opportunities, the town's taxable base, the diversity of business offerings, and the quality of business districts while ensuring the sustainability of the economy and improving general quality of life, end quote. Comprehensive plan identified 3 policies to guide the town's actions in meeting the reference goals, specifically, quote, adopt strategies that create local job opportunities by attracting new businesses and by encouraging business startups, recognize and support local agriculture and farming businesses as important contributors to the local economic diversity, health, and fiscal stability, and develop a comprehensive program to promote downtown through special events, community events, and retail and restaurant promotions with marketing and physical improvements that are designed to complement renewed economic activity," end quote. On June 15th, 2016, the Zebulon Board of Commissioners budgeted $10,000 toward a Chamber of Commerce Economic Development contract. This program is one of a collection of programs geared generally toward community and economic development, and more specifically designed to follow the aforementioned economic development policies in order to advance upon the achieving the aforementioned goal. On September 15th, 2016, the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors approved the attached agreement that is in your agenda packet, and the discussion before the board is whether this agreement will adequately follow the aforementioned policies in the comprehensive plan and advance upon the achieving the goals mentioned in the comprehensive plan. I'm available for any questions or comments that the board may have.
Any questions? Okay, we need a motion to approve the economic development agreement with the Chamber of Commerce.
Make such a motion. Second.
Made, second. Other comments or discussion? All in favor? And motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Streetscape match policy.
This item came before you on your work session on September 21st. Comments relayed by the board were hopefully adequately addressed in the policy that's before you. And the discussion before the board is whether this streetscape match policy addresses the comments made at that work session and is also consistent with the economic development goals, policies, and action items listed in the Zebulon Comprehensive Plan. I'm available for any questions or comments that the board may have.
Questions? Okay, need a motion then to approve streetscape match policy.
I make such a motion.
Second.
Motion made and second. Other comments or discussion? All in favor? And the motion carries. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, we said it'd be short and sweet. Glenn, do you have any comments?
No.
Okay, Beverly? Curtis? Larry?
Just that I'm sure that our Public Works Department is boned up on the hurricane that's apparently approaching. No, you haven't? Okay. Sorry I mentioned it, Chris. I'm sure you will have that done before.
You're moving all the trucks inland, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have it taken care of before the weekend. Thank you, that's all.
No, everything.
You can't follow that?
You can't follow that?
That's right. Well, I put my mouth on something.
I got you. Joe, manager's report.
Sure, just a couple of 3 public service announcements. Remind everyone, on Friday, October 28th, between 5 and 7 at the Community Center, we'll have our trunk or treat. Next Friday at 7 p.m. in the Community Center, we will have the Friday night movie, which is Hotel Transylvania 2. And also a big event next Tuesday of next week, we're having our annual Zebulon Night Out. So we've got some flyers out here that are available for anyone that wants to pick one up. Just as a reminder, there'll be free hot dogs, chips, and drinks. Those interested in child ID or safety education will have a booth set up for that. And as always, we'll have entertainment, games, and displays for the whole family.
All right. Well, thank you, folks. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? We're adjourned.
Was that a grunt?